Welcome to Unjustified, where we always cover the truth, the facts, the good, the bad, the ugly, on an unbiased and sometimes very unpopular opinion. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe now and hit the notification bell, and that way you will receive all of our upcoming videos. Thank you so much for being here, and we do hope you enjoy today's video. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this late night, very unplanned live we're having.
Hello, everybody. Glad to see you guys.
It is good to see everyone. We just caught Nelly just right, and she's like, "Oh, what's going on?" I'm like, "Here's the link, honey." She said, "I'll be there. I'll be there." So she's here with us.
Yeah, I'm actually feeling good today. I got a good night's sleep last night, so I'm feeling great today.
Awesome. Okay, so the reason we're just going to get right into this, y'all, because we're not going to be here long, because this is completely unplanned. But we felt that it was important to clarify some things here after we got this comment, and I'm about to show you the comment. Of course, I have redacted the person's name because I don't want anybody, going after anyone or whatever. But after me and Dave and Nelly talked about it, we were like, you know what? Maybe we just need to do a little live and let everybody know, because there may be more people like her that believe this. Or him. It could be him. It was hard to tell from the screen name, wasn't it? So first, let's say hello to everyone that joined us unexpectedly here. Callie Gamer, our girl. Great to see you. Tracy Wheeler, Vintage Art, Elisa, and Christy, Wendy, Sharon, and anyone else that's in here. I love my princes. That seems like we got several, but my comments only go back so far. Okay, so I'll show you the comment, and then we're just going to get right into it, okay? Okay, so this was on a recent, not really recent, but it was a sort of a recent live stream we had. And this person, a subscriber, first comment they said was, every interview NK did was with CBI, not the FBI. The first interview she gave was at the park by her dad's house. And that was CBI and the detective from the police department. And that is correct. It was at the park. But no, it was by the FBI. And we're going to show you that in just a second. The next comment, I'm sorry.
The park itself was at NK's park, not her dad's park, by the way. Sorry, go ahead.
No. It was Majestic View Park. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, y'all. A lot of people's not even aware of this, because let's be honest, the discovery is very lengthy, and so if you haven't really read it, then some of these things are confusing, right? So okay, the second comment was, there was a very large misinformation in this live. NK was not interviewed by the FBI. Dave is not correct on that. The guy who interviewed NK was CBI and not FBI, and I can prove it. Because this is the same agent that was originally on the Suzanne Morphew case after the Watts case, and he was with CBI. FBI never talked to NK. FBI interviewed Chris with Tammy Lee from the CBI. Okay. So that is the comments that we want to address tonight, because we just want to clarify that it definitely was FBI. Actually, FBI is who interviewed all of the employees from Anadarko, as well as Ronnie Watts. So, Dave, you want to say anything? Because this was pretty much addressed to you, but do you want to say anything before I...
No, you're doing really good. I just, when we get messages like that, like I get them daily through the Facebook groups, and usually you reason with people once you send a message out. But I sent a message out to this person, but I didn't get a reply. So
Right.
I guess maybe this is the best way of handling stuff like this when,
Yeah,
well, because there is so much misinformation out there. And one
there
thing
is.
this channel is we like to have proof from what we're talking, because we just don't want to do a bunch of hearsay like I got sucked in when I first started with the Watts.
Right. And it is confusing. There was a lot of investigators and CBI was involved, Frederick was involved, Weld was involved, and yes, FBI was involved. So
And it doesn't help when everybody is lying either. So
no, people get way too confused. And so we're okay. We're going to actually start here with Ronnie. And this is his interview that he was given on the day that Chris went in to take the polygraph test. If you will remember, Chris was in one room talking with Tammy, and they were interviewing Ronnie in another room, and it was FBI that was interviewing Ronnie. As you see here at the very top, this is a supplemental report by Mark Lear and FBI. As you see, the header here is the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and they are the ones that entered this into the discovery, of course. Okay, this is going to be the notes that Mark Lear took as he interviewed Ronnie Watts, 8/15/18, Mark Lear, FBI. Okay. So just to clarify what time Ronnie was actually being interviewed by the FBI, we're going to go here and look at the clock on the wall, okay? Okay, this is at the beginning of Ronnie's interview. And as you see, 11:06 a.m., or pretty much 11:07 a.m. basically. So this is right after they got to the police department, and Mark Lear from the FBI, Special Agent Mark Lear, is the one that interviewed Ronnie, as you just saw in his report. Okay, they completed their interview with Ronnie. And you'll see it in just a second. And anybody that hasn't had the opportunity to watch Ronnie's interview, a lot of people can't really understand what's being said because, in my opinion, it's all muffled up purposely. But I took the time, it took, oh my goodness, a week to try to put subtitles to this as best I could. So if you want to watch this, I'll put the link to it in the description box or in the comments after this live. But as you'll see, Ronnie's interview started at 11:07 a.m. and it completed at 12:10. Okay. There you go. 12:10 is when his interview completed with Special Agent Mark Lear. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go to their next interview. The one that we got the comment about, Nicole Kessinger. As you will see, Nicole Kessinger, the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, it's FBI Supplement 11. This is Special Agent Philip Jones and Mark Lear. Okay. They are the ones that interviewed her and her father, Dwayne Kessinger, at Majestic View Park in Arvada, Colorado. Also, just to clarify that, down here, you will see that the interview was given by Philip Jones and Mark Lear.
It's not on the screen.
Yeah, I was fixing to say I don't see anything.
Okay, let me throw it back up there. I forgot I put it.
I just see Nelly sticking out her tongue.
I'm not sticking out my tongue.
All right, let's start over. Okay. And if y'all are talking in chat, I'm so sorry. I'm on this page. I can't see it. Okay, this is Nicole Kessinger's interview. This is done by FBI, Philip Jones, and Mark Lear. As you see the letterhead, Federal Bureau of Investigation is who put this into the discovery. And it says Nicole Kessinger and the date of birth, and it says she was interviewed at the Majestic View Park in Arvada, Colorado, with her father, Dwayne Kessinger, being present. And just to clarify that it was Special Agent Mark Lear and Special Agent Philip Jones of the FBI is who did give her, absolutely did give her this interview. You can also see the small lettering down below that it said this is the FBI's letterhead and report. Here you will see the notes that was taken, and there's many more in the discovery, but I just grabbed a couple because, like I say, we just want to show. This is the notes that FBI, Philip Jones, and Mark Lear took during this interview with Nicole Kessinger on 8/15 of 18. Okay. So, I mean, I hope that helped to clear it up. Also, just to clarify that the Anadarko employees were absolutely interviewed by the FBI. Here we have Philip Jones, special agent, the same one that was with Nicole, Troy McCoy's, okay? And this is notes from these interviews. Okay, this one, again, FBI, John Tuckweiler, another Anadarko employee. And I guess that's all I have in there, in that folder. But I hope that does clarify that it absolutely was FBI that interviewed Nicole. I get where people think maybe it wasn't, because she was interviewed several times, mostly by Kovac, and he absolutely is CBI. Along with Tammy, she is CBI as well. Let's see. Okay, I've done showed you Ronnie's. Okay, let's look at this for just a second. This is the actual interview, and I'm going to let you listen to like the first 30 seconds of it, okay? I'll also upload this interview immediately following this live in case, you may not have heard it, right? Because it is a fairly interesting interview, to say the least. But listen very closely at the very beginning of what they say of who is interviewing Nicole Kessinger.
Philip Jones, today's date is August 15th, 2018. Interviewing Nicole Kessinger with Mark Lear.
Okay, so does anybody have any questions about that, or was there anybody else that was confused and didn't think that it was FBI? And I do hope that we were able to explain to this subscriber that It definitely was FBI at the Majestic View part. Okay, Dave, I'll let you take over because the comment was mostly aimed at you.
Well, the comments are always at me. But the whole thing is, can you imagine if the friends of Nicole never told her that FBI was there to get her emails? Because she wouldn't have had any time to do anything, and the search warrants probably would have went out like they were supposed to. And yeah, who knows? There probably would have been a court case, or Chris would have been, happy somewhere else and not in prison. But the whole thing is every time we have a live, we ask if anybody has any questions, and it seems we'll get a couple, but then we'll get something like a comment like this. I get many saying that about Frankie, he's never done anything and all this, that, and everything else. And then I'll be getting all these victim shaming things, and it's like, I am not victim shaming anybody. And in their eyes, they don't even think Ronnie and Cindy are victims, so it's really, really frustrating trying to stay within the case and everything else and try to say only the facts, and show, like we just did here, as they say, the receipts for them. But then you get somebody else that just come off the Netflix boat and says, no, well, no, that's not how that happened. And again, with the Netflix, that's all one-sided, because again, that is what Chris is trying to do, is protect an image. That's all he's doing. Yeah, I don't know. Stay tuned for Watts Wednesdays, because we are going to bring out the truth, the stuff that they paid to get scrubbed away.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't deny it because it's there in black and white. And again, we're not victim shaming or anything like that, or attacking anybody.
No,
It's the truth.
no. That's what we want to do. We want people to know the case a little bit better, instead of, just the things they've heard out there that could be misinformation, like the subscriber that thought that was CBI. Either way, she was just confused. I get it.
Mhm.
And that's what kind of why we did this live, because we thought, well, we got to talking about it. Well, if this subscriber believes that, then there's a possibility that many, many more may think the same way. And there is a huge difference between FBI and CBI. That there just really is. Now, FBI, it is interesting. I've always thought that they are the ones that came in quickly and started doing all the interviews with all of the Anadarko employees, as well as Ronnie. And yeah, like Aura said, that FBI and CBI did pretty much work hand in hand. At some point, they start pretty much Coder. He kind of hung around a lot. He was the biggest FBI agent that kind of stayed involved in the case.
The only thing with
yeah.
FBI, they don't have to share a thing. So when you get a supplementary report from FBI, that's actually something quite special. So in order for them to do that, they had to have had more on the record that was off the record. So again, I still think their supplementary report, yeah, it was them, but they didn't tell and show everything. So
Oh yeah, and they don't have to.
No.
I mean, FBI has on and off the record things. There's several things that didn't have to be included in the discovery, and that would be from FBI. And even there's some things that, say, the defense, if they had hired a private investigator, and they do not have to turn that over to the prosecution, unlike they do have to turn over most everything to the prosecution. If it's a PI, that doesn't have to be turned over. Oh no, it doesn't. Now, also, we don't have the defense side, and to me, that would be fabulous, but that's just something that you'll never get in most every case. You get the prosecution, getting the defense side is it almost never happens. So, but yeah, Nelly, you got anything to say, sweetheart?
No, y'all pretty much covered everything. I was just going to say that the FBI doesn't have to release anything if they don't want to. I mean, it's been like that forever.
Right.
I wish they would release more.
One
It
of the
would
biggest things
answer
is,
a lot
what
of
are they
questions.
what are they trying to cover up by, I don't know if anybody caught Dave's live today about the hearing there when the defense team said that they wanted 48 hours notice for the autopsies, and yet they went and did the autopsies without the defense team. And that was the day that the defense team was over at the
Oh, at
Watts
the
house
house. Yeah.
when Nate called the cops and called Frank, of course. But yeah, said that somebody was in the house illegally or broke in or whatever. But the whole thing is why are they doing an autopsy without anybody else there to see what they found? And what
Right.
that bothers me because of the way that Shanann was actually identified over the phone, you know. And then again, they turned around, they said that one of the girls was an adolescent.
Mm-hmm.
So with having, the defense team there, it could have straightened all this out. Besides that, they said the girls were wearing 3 different types of clothing too. So which is it, But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. But that's all my 2 cents that I have to say, and I'm going to mute.
Yeah. I mean, does anybody have any questions about anything? Hey, Chrissy, G, and Aura, Tracy, Mary. I'm glad to see y'all stop by on this unannounced live. But I hope we were able to clarify some things and help some people understand a little more.
Yeah, and we try to report everything with receipts. We don't just kind of throw stuff out there just to throw it,
Right.
We
Right.
make sure we back it up so that way things like this don't happen.
Yeah, and let's be honest, that discovery is hell to get through.
Oh my God.
It's
It's
crazy.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is.
And
But
it's in no kind of order. I mean, geez.
yeah, it was horrible. It was terrible. But if anybody is interested in listening to it and don't want to read it, just know that I do have a playlist here on the channel, and I've read every bit of it, word for word, as well as even read the little notes that's in it. And the notes were important, in my opinion, because a lot of times there's things in those notes that didn't actually get put into the report. So,
Yep. Guys, she even read the sticky notes.
yeah, it took me.
She did not leave anything out. But warning, her voice is really soothing and relaxing as she reads, so you might have to watch it more than 5 times to get through it.
Oh my goodness, girl. I know people were saying, "Oh, I fell asleep," and I was like, "Is that a?"
It's a good thing. I don't mean that in a bad way. Your voice is just really relaxing, so it's just like, okay.
I was like, God, boring people. But you know what? This discovery parts of it is very damn boring. But yeah, I mean, I just, I read it because actually people were telling me, they really wish they could read it, but they couldn't see it or they just didn't have time to sit down and read it. So
I didn't have time to sit there and read all that. And like I said, it was all out of order, and that drives me crazy. I was trying to put it in order, and I was like, this is over 2,000 pages. What the hell are you doing, Janelle?
yeah.
Just stop.
Oh my goodness, craziness. I'll go ahead and put the link to the discovery playlist in here. Anybody wants to listen to it, there it is.
I'll be
Also,
putting them into the Facebook groups too.
yeah, just the playlist, because you just click play all and you just, I don't know what
Just
most
plays
people
them in
do.
order.
Yeah, it just goes right down the line of it. And I do show it as well. So if you
Yes.
want to look at it with me, you can. And if not, you can just listen. Also, after this, I'm going to go ahead and I'll upload the complete Nicole Kessinger that we just listened to like 30 seconds of. I'll go ahead and put that on the channel too, in case anyone wants to listen to it that hasn't. The audio is not that great. It sounds like the FBI agent actually has it in maybe his shirt pocket or something, or his briefcase, the recorder. It's not that great. I did try to tweak it up to where you could hear it better, but it's still not that great.
Yeah, it's kind of muffled.
Yeah, just nothing I can do, that's just
And
can't do nothing.
please forgive me, not trying to be rude, but that woman's voice drives me crazy.
Lord have mercy, girl. I'm telling you.
It's hard to get through.
It's bad. It is bad.
And
I
she
think,
talks about nothing. She goes in circles. And by the time she's done, you're like, what the hell did we ask her? And what the hell is she talking about?
yeah,
I mean, she
That's
says a
because
bunch of nonsense.
that's
right.
because of the way that they were interviewed. It was more or less for show. Because when you interview somebody, you ask them a question, you wait for them to answer. Then you
Yeah, and you
clarify
repeat
the
the question
answer.
if they don't answer it.
So you clarify the answer before you go on to your next question. So what
Right.
we got is just more or less a public view to say they did it.
And she just gaslighted the hell out of it. That's all she did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? We hadn't planned this, so we really can't be here long. Got a lot going on tonight. And you hear my phone? My weather's horrible tonight. So if anybody, has any questions, send them through. If not, we will see y'all on What's Wednesday. I'm not sure what Dave has planned yet. Nelly, were we going to
Next
do a
Saturday, we will be
next
doing
Saturday?
Skankers Ball next
This
Saturday.
Saturday or the following Saturday?
Not tomorrow because I've been so sick I haven't had a chance
Okay.
to read through all my notes and stuff.
Okay.
So next Saturday I'll be good to go. I know it's Easter weekend, but
Yeah. Well, we're late. We're late anyway. We're night owls.
yeah.
Kids be in bed by then. Or
So
most
next
kids.
Saturday we will definitely get back on that, and then we'll start doing it every Saturday going forward unless something comes up.
Yeah, I agree with you, Elisa. They rush things. They rush things through. They don't follow up on their questions. I've noticed this in this case as well as several more. I mean, there's so many things that we picked up on. It's like, why didn't they come on back and ask more questions here? I give them full credit for just letting whoever they're talking to talk. That's good. But then after they get done talking, you're supposed to come back and question what they said. And that's not really done enough here, in my opinion.
Well, one of the biggest things that got me is when Dwayne Kessinger comes out and says, "What about that 9 o'clock thing on Monday?" And right away, you see this flashcard getting handed to Nicole, and she reads it out saying, "Well, we're not yet. We're still on Sunday. We'll get to that." And they never ever did. So that's
Exactly.
there.
Hmm.
That should
And
have
that's a
been.
big deal.
It is. But I think it's a bigger deal when they actually take a video and edit out the audio.
And mute it where you can't hear it.
Yeah, so they edit out the audio and then put a little
Blurb across
sticker
so we can't
over the
read their
faces so you
lips.
couldn't see. So again, that's why I say FBI knows what's going on, and so does Rourke.
A tornado
And what we
watch
got
has
is
been
just for
issued
show.
for your location.
Oh, Kim, be careful.
Oh, that's why my internet's been crazy, terrible tonight.
Well, you
Aura,
guys
are
have tornado
you
watch.
having? Yeah, yeah. And usually when they're watches, it's not no time that they're just like, okay, we're in a warning, and with the lightning and all, my
Hey, my
internet's
last
terrible.
tornado watch ended up being tornado going over my house. So
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh my God, I was worried to death about you.
my poor neighbors lost their roof. Trees fell everywhere. Couldn't get in or out of the neighborhood. It was insane.
But
Right.
you got 3 lamps out of the deal, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Aura, are you talking about, are you having a live when we leave here? I just want to let everybody know if you are, that way they can, you drop your link and they can go to your channel. I wish we could stay live longer, but my weather's just not going to allow me to
Hey,
do
what
it.
happened to you last time? Or you were there 1 minute, next thing you were gone. I was like, where the heck
Yeah.
did she go?
That
Well,
she didn't show up at the start either.
yeah, she had forgotten when we were doing What's Wednesday. She was asking, she asked about coming up on panel, and I was like, "Hey, girl, we'll just do it. How about Saturday night? Nelly's not feeling well. We'll just have an open paddle Saturday night." And she was like, "Okay." And then I guess she forgot about it. Megan forgot about it too, but they both ended up showing up. But Aura couldn't stay very long, but yes, Aura said she is going to, y'all. As soon as we end this one, she's going to go over to her channel and do some talking about Watts. So, Aura, if you want to drop your link, hon, they may want to just follow you right over there. I wanted to slap Dwayne when he had the audacity to tell an agent not to lead. No kidding. No kidding. Where is he coming from? Like, really? I mean, he should have been asked to leave himself, you know?
No kidding. He shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Absolutely not. And if he was, why? You know, why? What's he a witness to? Okay, everybody.
He's a witness to Nicole Kessinger and Troy McCoy talk.
Well, I mean, FBI definitely interviewed everyone that worked for Anadarko. Why? I don't know, but they did. Even Ronnie Watts. They left Ronnie and they went straight to the Anadarko employees. I believe they were. Now, here's the kicker, y'all, and I'm going to throw this out here real quick. Think about it. When Ronnie Watts got to the police department at 11 a.m., FBI was already sitting there. They were already at the police department. Okay, you following me? 8 a.m. that morning, Nicole Kessinger called the police department. Almost within minutes after Nicole called and said she had some important information, Coder calls Chris and wants to know where he's at and about what time he's going to be there. Okay. Why do you think that is? He already knew Chris was going to come that day and take his polygraph. He already knew that. So why did he call Chris wanting to know about what time he would be there? My theory to that is this. After Nicole called, they had her come on up to the police station, okay, where she met with FBI, and they talked. At that point, now this is my opinion, at that point, that is where Nicole Kessinger dropped the bombshell information. Okay. They didn't want Chris and Ronnie arriving at the police department with Nicole Kessinger there. So they wanted to make sure they could talk to her and get her out of there before Chris and Ronnie arrived. FBI stayed there after Nicole left and went straight in there to talk to Ronnie. Now, this is my opinion, but I do believe that FBI speaking with Nicole that morning at the police department, of course, is off the record. We don't have that. I believe that the 5:30 meetup at the park where she talked to Philip and Mark was set up for on the record.
And don't forget about the drones going out to 319. And it's
Yes.
like the first flight of the drone, they're just showing snippets of it because I don't think it would go over very well if they showed the video of them picking up stuff without a search warrant, because it's not admissible in court. So anything found, garbage.
Well, I believe, fully 100% believe, that was the bombshell information. Rourke himself said we would not have been able to crack
Without
this
her
case
help.
as
Mhm.
fast as we did without her help. So, and he did say she gave us bombshell information. Okay, everything we've heard is not bombshell unless you think macros is bombshell. Okay, nothing on the record is bombshell. Her bombshell information came before Ronnie and Chris, in my opinion, got to that police department that morning. And that's all off the record.
And more than likely, that's when she made her negotiations for her immunity.
Yeah, and she told, in my opinion, she told FBI where those bodies could be located. Those drones were flying while Tammy was still chit-chatting with Chris before he even took the polygraph.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think when she said, Chris, if you was going to, how would someone kill someone, And Chris starts throwing out all this stuff like, what all did he say? Set them up. Just, I don't know, just all this craziness. And Tammy's like, you could strangle them, couldn't you? And he says, yeah, you could strangle them. So, see, Tammy was pretty much telling him what to say. Why did she do this? One, to have it on the record, and two, to put it in his head so he would see it, right?
That, and there was 2 polygraphs, not just one. The first one he passed, and she said, well, you're not breathing right. And then he had to do it over again. So
Right.
the one and only question he did get wrong was, do you know where Shanann is?
Exactly.
And like I was telling Kim earlier, that with him, he could have thought she was at McDonald's, and that would have still come up on the polygraph as him knowing where she was. So if it was worded differently, you'd probably have a different outcome out of that too.
Exactly.
If he really didn't know where Shanann actually was.
Right. Elisa, I believe that too. I really do. I believe that Nicole's bombshell information that she offered out on the off-the-record interview at some time between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m., because I believe she was gone by the time Ronnie got there. But whatever she said at that point, I believe she led them to where the bodies were. And I do believe she was given transactional immunity. People don't understand that sometimes. I catch this a lot. You can't give immunity unless somebody testifies. Well, that is the case in most immunity deals. However, transactional immunity can only be given through a plea deal where there will be no trial. Okay, so that's called transactional. You can look it up. And I do believe she was given that for her information leading to where the bodies were. Do I think Nicole actually took anybody's life herself? Not really. I do think she helped possibly clean it up, and I absolutely believe that she did help dispose of the bodies. Of course, that is my information. That's my opinion. And I think that she was given immunity for her part of abuse of corpse times 3 or
And that's
2.
probably why that Forerunner disappeared too, because it was used.
Absolutely. Because they did have search warrants for her vehicle, and these were ready. But after she got there that morning, sometime between 8 and 11, those search warrants gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
Disappeared.
for the
They were
laptop, cell
done.
phone, her apartment, and the Forerunner.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's my belief on that part. Of course, understand that is my opinion that she was given transactional immunity to her parts for her information. That's what I believe. And another reason I fully believe that is because her dad said in that interview very clearly, so if he goes ahead and pleads guilty to everything, there's not going to be a trial and all this will be over with, right? So why would he say that? Why would he be so interested in Chris go ahead and taking this plea deal? That hadn't even been offered to him yet. This plea deal had not even been offered to Chris yet when Dwayne Kessinger said that. Although supposedly it was his defense that presented this deal that he did accept being the second deal that he was offered. I don't know what was in the first deal. Chris don't even remember what was in the first deal, but whatever it was, the defense rejected it.
Doesn't his attorneys work for the DA now too?
Yeah, Dave was telling me that one of the defense attorneys is part of the DA team or the prosecution team. Is that right, Dave? Isn't that what you
Yeah.
said? Yeah.
See, that's just crazy to me.
See, that's
Yeah.
another thing too. Is Rourke said there was only one plea agreement, but there was two because they did turn down the first one, and the second one they agreed to is when they come back from seeing Sandy from North Carolina. So I don't know if that's when and why the girl's medical records got sealed or what, but
Right.
it's kind of weird.
It would be if you're at least if you're talking about when I'm talking about the abuse of a corpse, it would be it could be considered accessory to murder. Absolutely. Um, had she said she was there when it happened, okay. If she didn't say that, and if she just said, he called me up after he did what he did, and I'm going to be honest with you, I did go over there, help him clean up some stuff, and dispose of the bodies. I really did do that. So at that point, the bodies were already deceased. So then she would it would be abuse of a corpse. Um,
And that's
I,
important because all
very
he
important.
had was a theory. He didn't have anything else on Chris at all. So without her saying where the bodies were, they had nothing.
Right.
And Chris
Literally
wasn't
nothing.
going to say anything because he's standing there, on the
Yeah.
porch interview, smiling, waiting for him to come home.
They didn't turn down the second one. They accepted the second one. They turned down the first one.
Right.
Yeah, the first plea deal that the defense, or they say it's the defense, offered the prosecution. The prosecution's like, no, we ain't going with that. And I believe that had something to do with the sealing of the medical records and all that jazz. And I'm sure the prosecution said, if you will add this, or this into the deal, then we will accept it. And I think that's possibly, I don't know, but I think that's a possibility of why the first plea deal wasn't accepted. They wanted something more. Prosecution wanted more in it. So, and possibly even that they could dispose of all the DNA evidence after a year. That's another thing that they possibly wanted added in there.
Yeah, but if they didn't have a search warrant for all that stuff, they couldn't have used it anyways. It would have been thrown in the garbage, and it would have made them look really, really, really stupid.
Right. Actually, the only search warrant they had, now they did end up having Chris to sign the search warrant. But this is after they had already went in there.
In the house.
And started pulling out things.
But not Anadarko, and that's where the bodies were.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
So
that's right.
if they found hair on the thief hatch, they couldn't use that. The plastic garbage bags with the footprints and fingerprints in, they couldn't use that. And then this mysterious broken rake in 3 places. When I first came into this, they said that the rake handle was sticking in the ground where the grave was, but there's absolutely no pictures of that. All I found was the rake head, the broken rake head at the grave site, and then the other 2 pieces were way out wherever, but they never ever did show the handles on them.
Right.
Which I thought was kind of weird too.
Yeah. And Chris saying, using all these plural terms.
Yeah.
We had this, we did that, we brought this. I mean, I understand plural, but when you're using we instead of I, or they instead of me, I mean, those plurals are just, they're not really plurals that you would mess up saying, right?
No.
I mean, they're not kind of typo or whatever you would say. It's just, no, those words are said and meant to be said.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So anyway, y'all, we're starting to get some hardcore lightning here. Aura, if y'all didn't see, she is going to be going live as soon as we leave here. And maybe she'll pick up this conversation. I don't know, but she's going to be talking once. So, Aura, go ahead and drop your link, hon, again, if you want. I want to thank all of you for coming. Don't forget, I'm going to go ahead and drop this Nicole Kessinger FBI interview if you want to hear it. Dave, Nelly, have y'all got anything to say on?
No, I'll just repost it in your Facebook groups.
Okay, sounds great. And I hope we were able to clarify some things tonight in our little short live.
Yes, any misinformation that we gave.
Right. Well, we do our very best to never do that. And if we see anything like that, we just want to clarify, we fact check ourselves every day. And so if you think we have missaid something, let us know, you know.
And we triple check. We all check each other's stuff to make sure we
Absolutely.
don't miss anything.
That's right.
Just
Because we don't want to give y'all bullcrap information that's wrong,
That's right.
and if you're going to correct us, please, and I mean please, have the information handy so we can look at it, and either
Yes.
email us or drop us a link or something so we can look at it.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's it. That's big. All of the email addresses you will find in the description box below as well. But I hope you all have a great night. Hopefully we won't get blown away.
That you just got a tornado watch.
Yeah, you be careful.
All right, honey. I will probably lose our power in a minute anyway, so.
I'll be
All right,
calling and checking on you throughout the night, so.
Thank you, sweetheart.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
everybody, have a great night. Y'all go to Aura's if you want to talk some more Watts. And until next time, this is Unjustified. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave us a comment below on your thoughts of this video. And until next time, this is Unjustified.